Senate Chamber. This is the Senate of Virginia, Richmond, Virginia. This is the Senate of Virginia, Richmond, Virginia. Senate Chamber. Did you know live Senate video is now available at youtube.com/@Senate of Virginia. Senate Chamber. This is the Senate of Virginia, Richmond, Virginia. This is the Senate of Virginia, Richmond, Virginia. Senate Chamber. Did you know live Senate video is now available at youtube.com/@Senate of Virginia? Senate Chamber. This is the Senate of Virginia, Richmond, Virginia. This is the Senate of Virginia, Richmond, Virginia. Senate Chamber. Did you know live Senate video is now available at youtube.com/@Senate of Virginia? Senate Chamber. This is the Senate of Virginia, Richmond, Virginia. This is the Senate of Virginia, Richmond, Virginia. Senate Chamber. Did you know live Senate video is now available at youtube.com/@Senate of Virginia? Senate Chamber. This is the Senate of Virginia, Richmond, Virginia. This is the Senate of Virginia, Richmond, Virginia. Senate Chamber. Did you know live Senate video is now available at youtube.com/@Senate of Virginia? Senate Chamber. This is the Senate of Virginia, Richmond, Virginia. This is the Senate of Virginia, Richmond, Virginia. Senate Chamber. Did you know live Senate video is now available at youtube.com/@Senate of Virginia? Senate Chamber. This is the Senate of Virginia, Richmond, Virginia. This is the Senate of Virginia, Richmond, Virginia. Senate Chamber. Did you know live Senate video is now available at youtube.com/@Senate of Virginia? Senate Chamber. This is the Senate of Virginia, Richmond, Virginia. This is the Senate of Virginia, Richmond, Virginia. Senate Chamber. Did you know live Senate video is now available at youtube.com/@Senate of Virginia? Senate chamber.
Good morning, Senators. Of the little things for which to be thankful, running water, heat. So we are indeed thankful. The Senators and all in attendance, please rise if you are able. We will be led in prayer this morning by Nathan Hatfield, our Assistant Clerk for the Information and Civic Education in our Senate Clerk's office. And following the prayer, everyone will please remain standing, and we will be led in the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America by Tara H. Perkinson, Chief Deputy Clerk in our Senate Clerk's office.
Good afternoon. On this opening day of session, a blessing upon each head assembled here to do and support the business of the people over the coming 46 days. Our senators, our lieutenant governor, our clerk and her staff. To the Capitol Police who protect us, the journalists who report our actions, the Meriwether staff who provide the meals to nourish us, and the DGS housekeeping staff that keep our spaces tidy. Let us pray. Almighty God, we pause in this moment to ask you for your hand of comfort on all those who have been and continue to be affected by the recent winter storm and its impact on essential services. We offer our heartfelt thanks to all those working diligently to restore our communities across the Commonwealth. I offer as today's invocation these words from American author, theologian, educator, and civil rights leader Howard Thurman. Creating God, open to us light in our darkness, courage for our fear, hope for our despair. Loving God, open to us wisdom in our confusion, forgiveness for our failings, love for our hate. Spirit of peace, open to us, peace for our turmoil, joy for our sorrow, strength for our weakness. Generous God, open our hearts to receive the gifts of your Spirit. Amen.
I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
The clerk will call the roll. All those present, please vote aye. The clerk will close the roll.
You have a quorum, Madam President.
The Senate is operating under the rules of the Senate adopted at the commencement of the 2024 session. The clerk will report any communications.
Senator Louise Lucas, President Pro Tempore, Senate of Virginia, Post Office Box 396, Richmond. Dear Madam President Pro Tempore, I am writing to inform you that I will resign from the Senate of Virginia effective January the 3rd, 2025, immediately upon my swearing in as a member of the United States House of Representatives in the 119th Congress representing Virginia's 10th Congressional District. It has been an honor and a privilege to serve the people of the 32nd Senate District. Sincerely, Senator Suhas Subramanian. The Honorable Louise Lucas. Dear Senator Lucas, I am writing to notify you pursuant to Section 24.2-216 that I intend to resign from my seat in the General Assembly effective January 3rd, 2025, immediately upon my swearing in as a member of the United States House of Representatives in the 119th Congress, so that you may issue a writ of election to fill the vacancy. It has been one of the great honors of my life to serve the good people of the 10th District of the Senate of Virginia. My family and I have been very blessed by this experience. Sincerely, Senator John J. McGuire III.
Chair recognizes the senator from Hampton, Senator Locke, for the purpose of taking up a resolution.
Thank you, Madam President. I move that the rules be suspended, the Committee on Rules be discharged, and further consideration of the resolution, the readings of the title and the engrossment be waived, and Senate Resolution 187 be taken up for immediate consideration.
The question is, shall the rules be suspended, the Committee on Rules be discharged from further consideration of the resolution, the readings of the title and engrossment be waived, and Senate Resolution 187 be taken up for immediate consideration? All in favor of that motion will record their votes aye. Those opposed, no. Are the senators ready to vote? Have all the senators voted? Does any senator desire to change their vote? The clerk will close the roll.
Ayes 38, noes 0.
Ayes 38, no 0. The rules are suspended, the readings and engrossment waived, and Senate Resolution 187 is taken up for immediate consideration. The clerk will report the resolution.
Senate Resolution 187, Senate 2025 Operating Resolution.
The senator from Hampton, Senator Locke.
Thank you, Madam President. I move that the resolution be agreed to. As stated, this is our 2025 operating resolution regarding per diem for staff, pages, and legislative assistants. I move that the resolution be agreed to.
The question is, shall the resolution be agreed to? All in favor of agreeing to the resolution will record their votes aye. Those opposed, no. Are the senators ready to vote? Have all the senators voted? Does any senator desire to change their vote? The clerk will close the roll.
Ayes 38, noes 0.
Ayes 38, no 0. The resolution is agreed to. We now come to the organization of Senate. Chair recognizes the senator from Eastern Fairfax County. I did? Yes. Chair recognizes the senator from Eastern Fairfax County, Senator Surovell, who will advise the House of Delegates that the Senate is duly organized and ready to proceed to business.
And we have a message from the House at the door.
Okay. Sergeant at Arms,
Madam President, a message from the House.
please receive it.
The delegate from Alexandria, Delegate Herring. Thank you. Madam President, I have been directed by the Speaker of the House of Delegates to inform the Senate that the House has agreed to HJR 455, notifying the Governor of organization and requests the concurrence of the Senate.
I thank the delegate. The Senate will be at ease until the return of the senator from Eastern Fairfax County. The Senate will come to order. The senator from Fairfax, Eastern Fairfax, having returned, we have the resolution before us from the House, HJR 455. Being procedural, the resolution will be taken up for immediate consideration. The clerk will report the resolution.
455, notifying the governor of organization. Resolved by the House of Delegates, the Senate concurring, that a committee be appointed composed of 6 on the part of the House of Delegates and 4 on the part of the Senate to notify the governor that the General Assembly is duly organized and is ready to receive any communication he may desire to make.
The question is, shall the resolution be agreed to?
Madam President?
For what purpose does the senator from Hanover rise?
Madam President, point of inquiry, do we have this resolution on our desk?
It is Resolution 455, which the clerk has just read, sir.
My question is, did we get a printed copy of the resolution?
It was read.
Okay.
The Senate, I am advised, is no.
We read it.
You might tell us the whole resolution was read.
I am informed, senators, that the whole of the resolution was read as stated. There is nothing else left of the resolution except what one has heard. And so, if there are no other objections, we shall proceed. The question is, shall the resolution be agreed to? All in favor of agreeing to the resolution will say aye. Those opposed, no. The ayes have it. The resolution is agreed to. The senator from Eastern Fairfax County, Senator Surovell, will inform the House of Delegates of the action of the Senate. Pursuant to the foregoing resolution, the chair appoints the senator from Portsmouth, Senator Lucas, the senator from Hampton, Senator Locke, the senator from Eastern Fairfax County, Senator Surovell, when he returns, and the senator from Hanover, Senator McDougle, as the committee on the part of the Senate, together with members of the House, to inform the governor that the General Assembly is duly organized and ready to receive any communications he may desire to make. And so the Senate will be at ease until the committee returns from the governor's office. The Senate will come to order. Chair recognizes the senator from Portsmouth, Senator Lucas.
Good afternoon, Madam President, and thank
Good
you.
afternoon.
The committee appointed to inform the governor of the organization of the General Assembly wishes to report that they have performed the duties assigned to them and that the governor will be pleased to address a joint assembly of the legislature. Madam President, the governor was so gracious as to offer each of us a bottle of water this morning. And as you see, I have 2 bottles because I took mine and his. Thank you, Madam President.
I thank the senator. We are at the time in the morning hour until we hear from the House of Delegates. And this is the time when we normally welcome all of our guests, which would be filled in the gallery. But we have just 3. And I now call on the senator from Hanover, Senator McDougle.
Thank you, Madam President. Madam President, I rise for the purposes of an introduction.
The senator may continue.
Madam President, we have in the gallery with us today your mother, Olive Harris from Kingston, Jamaica. And we're very excited to have her here. We ordered the cold weather just for her and snow, something that she is not used to. But we're very excited that she's here to watch you, Madam President, as you preside over the Senate and see you in action. We know that you are her only child, and having an only child, it's really, I know as a parent, that is really something special to watch their child in such a successful location. So, Madam President, we are bringing in some more snow for her this weekend, so to make sure that she can see the climate changes, but if you could offer her the warm welcome of the Senate and thank her for being here with us today.
I thank you, Senator. Mom, thank you for coming. And I know you've seen we're boiling water, and you're wondering if this is America, and indeed it is. And so we've had to boil water. But thank you for giving me life. And yes, I'm your only child, but you've always disciplined me, that is for sure. So thank you, and ladies and gentlemen, if you would welcome my mom, that would be wonderful. Thank you. Is there any other business while we are at the morning hour? Hearing none, the Senate will be at ease. Senate will come to order. Sergeant at Arms,
Madam President, a message from the House.
please receive it.
The delegate from Alexandria, Delegate Herring.
Madam President, I have been directed by the Speaker of the House of Delegates to inform the Senate that the House has agreed to HJRs 429 and 430 as amended, providing for a joint assembly and establishing schedules for the conduct of business coming before the 2025 regular session and for the pre-filing period of 2026 regular session, and request concurrence of the Senate. Thank you.
We thank the delegate. The Senate will be at ease while the information is being copied. The Senate will come to order. The clerk will now read the title of House Joint Resolution 430.
House Joint Resolution 430, providing for a joint assembly and establishing a schedule for the conduct of business coming before the 2025 regular session of the General Assembly of Virginia.
The Senator from Hampton, Senator Locke.
Thank you, Madam President. I move that the rules be suspended, the Committee on Rules be discharged from further consideration of the resolution, the readings of the title be waived, and House Joint Resolution 430 be taken up for immediate consideration.
The question is, shall the rules be suspended, the Committee on Rules be discharged from further consideration of the resolution, the readings of the title be waived, and House Joint Resolution 430 be taken up for immediate consideration? All in favor of the motion will record their votes aye. Those opposed, no. Are the senators ready to vote? Have all the senators voted? Does any senator desire to change their vote? The clerk will close the roll.
Ayes 36, noes 0.
Ayes 36, no 0. The rules are suspended to take up the resolution for immediate consideration. Senator Locke, the senator from Hampton.
Thank you, Madam President. I move that we waive the reading of the amendment.
The question is, shall the reading of the amendment be waived? All in favor of waiving the reading of the amendment will say aye. Those opposed, no. The ayes have it. The reading is waived.
Thank you, Madam President. The floor amendment basically changes the date on line 9 from Wednesday, January 8th to Monday, January 13th to receive the Governor of Virginia to make his address. So I offer that we accept that amendment.
The question is, shall the amendment be agreed to? Those in favor of the motion will say aye. Those opposed, no. The ayes have it. The amendment is agreed to. Again, Senator Locke.
Thank you. Thank you, Madam President. I move that the resolution be agreed to, and speaking to that resolution.
The senator has the floor.
The scheduling resolution matches the resolutions from previous years, except for on lines 178 through 183, Rule 26 establishes a deadline for completion of interim work to avoid meeting too close to the start of session. It allows an additional day of Thursdays to schedule interim meetings during the first and third weeks of each interim month to facilitate scheduling prior to December. And with that explanation, Madam President, I move that the resolution be agreed to.
The question is, shall the resolution be agreed to? For what purpose does the senator from Hanover rise?
Would the senator yield for a question?
Will the senator from Hampton yield for a question? The senator yields. Senator from Hanover has the floor.
Madam President, just hearkening back to that Joint Rules Committee, did we also not take out midnight on line 124 in reference to the completion of the budget bill, that it has to be done on that date? But we used to have a midnight time frame, and now we're just going with a legislative day time frame.
The senator from Hampton has the floor.
Madam President, we did agree to that.
Thank you, Madam President.
question is, shall the resolution be agreed to? All in favor of agreeing to the resolution will record their votes aye. Those opposed, no. Are the senators ready to vote? Have all the senators voted? Does any senator desire to change their vote? The clerk will close the roll.
Ayes 36, noes 2. No 0.
Ayes 36, no 0. The resolution is agreed to. The clerk will now read the title of House Joint Resolution 429.
House Joint Resolution 429, General Assembly establishes 2026 regular session pre-filing schedule.
The senator from Hampton, Senator Locke.
Madam President, I move that the rules be suspended, the Committee on Rules be discharged from further consideration of the resolution, the readings of the title be waived, and House Joint Resolution 429 be taken up for immediate consideration.
The question is, shall the rules be suspended, the Committee on Rules be discharged from further consideration of the resolution, the readings of the title be waived, and House Joint Resolution 429 be taken up for immediate consideration? All those in favor of the motion will record their votes aye. Those opposed, no. Are the senators ready to vote? Have all the senators voted? Does any senator desire to change their vote? The clerk will close the roll.
Ayes 36, no 0.
Ayes 36, no 0. The rules are suspended to take up the resolution for immediate consideration. Again, the senator from Hampton.
Thank you, Madam President. I move that the resolution be agreed to with this explanation. House Joint Resolution 429, the pre-filing resolution matches the date from previous pre-filing periods, except for lines 13 through 18. Rule 2 and Rule 3 change dates to provide longer turnaround time for DLS to complete and return requests for corrections and redrafts of pre-filed bills that need to be returned to the requester and filed prior to the start of session. And with that explanation, again, I move that the resolution be agreed to.
The question is, shall the resolution be agreed to? All in favor of agreeing to the resolution will record their votes aye. Those opposed, no. Are the senators ready to vote? Have all the senators voted? Does any senator desire to change their vote? The clerk will close the roll.
Ayes 36, no 0.
Ayes 36, no 0. The resolution is agreed to. The senator from Hampton, Senator Locke, will inform the House of Delegates of the action of the Senate. Resolutions, petitions, and bills are now in order. Seeing none, the Senate will, for what purpose does the senator from Eastern? The Senate will stand at ease. The senator from Eastern Fairfax County, Senator Surovell.
Good afternoon, Madam President. I don't think I've had a chance to say that yet.
Yes.
Madam President, just want to check and make sure if anybody has any more first day bills, that's VRS bills or legislation requesting a study, needs to be turned in to the clerk by 5 p.m. today. Make sure that VRS bills and bills requesting a study have to be filed by 5 p.m. today. Those were unaffected by the deadline we just passed in the other resolution.
Is there any other business to come before the Senate? Senator from Eastern Fairfax County.
Thank you, Madam President. I rise for 3 announcements.
The senator has the floor.
Thank you, Madam President. First of all, ladies and gentlemen, it's my understanding the Ag Business Dinner scheduled for Thursday night, has been moved. I heard, so make sure everybody knows that. Second thing, I don't know how everybody else feels about the new LIS site. If anybody has feedback about it, I'm happy to aggregate it and then push it along to LIS to talk to them about how many more clicks it takes to go find a bill. So if you have any thoughts or ideas about how the site could be improved, please feel free to give them to me. I'll aggregate it and send it all in one big batch. And third announcement, I just want to remind everybody that the Courts Committee meeting is going to have a meeting 8 a.m. Monday, notwithstanding State of the Commonwealth speech at 10 a.m. Monday. So we need to get some work done. We're going to lose 2 Courts Committee meetings because of this delay. I'd at least like to get an hour's worth of work done while we can on Monday. So I want to make sure everybody knows that who's on the Courts Committee. Thank you, Madam President.
The senator from Hanover, Senator McDougle.
Thank you, Madam President. Rise for a point of personal privilege.
The senator has the floor.
Madam President, I know that this has been a trying first couple days for us. Many members have been in Richmond since over the weekend getting prepared for the session, and certainly it's been a challenge. We also know it's been a challenge for Madam Clerk and the entire Senate staff. It is certainly one that is difficult, and we thank them very much for their efforts in working through this. And as we've all gone through this, one of the challenges that we have is giving each other a little bit of grace. Certainly a number of members of my community are establishing challenges right now without being able to have water, and we continue to work on those very aggressively with the help of our local jurisdictions, particularly Hanover and Henrico have been very aggressive in reaching out to help the city, and the governor and his team have been very aggressive in trying to find resources not only from the Commonwealth of Virginia but from out. But Madam President, as we move forward and are not going to be with each other the next 2 days, I want to kind of echo a little bit of what the senator from Fairfax indicated. We have a lot of work to do in a very short period of time. We are constitutionally required to finish by the 22nd of February. So certainly many of our founding fathers did not have some of the amenities that we're used to, including running water and toilets, but we're gonna have to make up with it on Saturdays. And that's on Sundays, and it's gonna be a challenge. So I hope that we'll all be here ready to go to work on Monday. I know many of us are continuing to work in our districts even this evening and over the next couple days. So thank you for the grace, particularly appreciation to the staff, and look forward to spending the next couple weekends with each of you as we get our work done.
Is there any other business? The clerk will now report any announcements on the desk.
We'll be excited to be with y'all on Saturday and Sunday. Just wanted to let you know that. The Senate will convene Monday, January 13th at 9:30 a.m. and proceed to the House of Delegates to receive the State of the Commonwealth address by the governor. The Committee for Courts of Justice will meet at 8 a.m. Senate Room A, Room 305 GAB, and the weather report. It's going to be bitterly cold. Temperatures expected through much of this weekend and much of the week and into the weekend. Daytime highs in the 30s and evenings in the teens or single digits. Madam President, I'm sorry for your mom. Another winter storm system is going to impact the Commonwealth probably this weekend. Snow showers are expected to arrive in Charlottesville, Augusta, and Rockbridge areas Friday evening. Possible snow totals are 2 to 5 inches, and there is currently a winter weather advisory in effect for the Highland region. Safe travels. And we will keep you informed on the water situation.
Chair now recognizes the senator from Portsmouth, Senator Lucas.
Thank you, Madam President. Madam President, I move that the Senate do now adjourn until 9:30 a.m. on Monday, January 13, 2025, pursuant to Article 4, Section 6 of the Constitution, with the consent of the House of Delegates to adjourn for more than 3 days. And Madam President, since tomorrow is a National Day of Mourning, I would hope that when we adjourn today, that we do so in honor of President Jimmy Carter.
The question is, shall the Senate adjourn in honor of President Jimmy Carter until 9:30 a.m. on Monday, January 13th, 2025, pursuant to Article 4, Section 6 of the Constitution, and with the consent of the House of Delegates to adjourn for more than 3 days. All in favor of the motion will say aye. Aye. Those opposed, no. The ayes have it. The motion is agreed to. The Senate now stands adjourned until 9:30 a.m. in honor of President Jimmy Carter on Monday, January 13th, 2025.
This is the Senate of Virginia, Richmond, Virginia. Senate Chamber. Did you know live Senate video is now available at youtube.com/@Senate of Virginia. Senate Chamber.